guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com, and we've got a classic from Kiss today. We learned how to play Strutter. So this has got some fun rhythms in it, a couple cool guitar solos. We're going to crank right through it too. Now, before we do, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell, all that good stuff. Support your favorite guitar, tutorial, YouTuber. I don't care if it's me or anybody else, or all of us. This genre on YouTube is dying a quick death, and only you guys can prevent it. But so just push the videos, support your favorite creator. If they have a Guitar Academy, join it. I have a Guitar Academy. You'll see a link in the description. Free 7-day trial with that link. It's the best way to support and keep me here on YouTube and cranking out these song lessons, even though YouTube doesn't want me to anymore. So hope you guys will support. And let's get into the song, So let's jump into it here. We are in E flat tuning. We are tuned down a half step. So E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. All right, so for a lot of the song, parts of the song, there's 3 guitars going on. So I'm gonna kind of be doing the main thing that's going on and kind of how. So when Paul's playing, say the verse of the song, he's actually putting 2 different guitar parts together. One's an overdub on the original recording, and so we're gonna kind of play it like that. But I'll show you what he's actually. I'll show you everything, but we'll kind of break it down into some of this playable with just a couple guitarists. All right, so now, at this beginning, we're going to start here with this. So it kind of just starts with this kind of straightforward. It's the kind of most straightforward they play the rhythm. Starts with a kind of a down, up, down, quick little down, up, down at the B. Really kind of at the B here at the 7th fret here. And then we do that little, so 7th fret on the, you can just stick with just the power chord. 7th fret on the low E, 9 on the A and the D. Kind of quick down, down, up, down. And then you're gonna do that kind of Chuck Berry thing where you're playing the 6th of the chord up here. So you're still keeping the 7th fret on the low E, but up to 9 on the A, 11 on the A, and then back down to the 9, and then do that again. And then come down, you can basically do the same thing, except you're not gonna get that little burst at the beginning of it. You just hit it a couple times at the G, so this is at the 3rd fret. So it's the same thing we did, but, oops, don't pick up. So that was just a little bit slightly different. Just hit it a couple twice, but it's the same thing, just down at 3rd fret, so it's a bigger stretch. So that's between 7 and 5 on that A string. And then we go over to the A string. So you're playing the 5th fret on the A, 7th on the D, and then we're back to get a quick little burst, down, up, down. And then the same pattern we've done on the other ones. So this is the 7th fret on the D string. You're gonna go back and forth between the 9 and the 7. Keeping that note in the bass too, so we have this. Sorry. And then we're going to go down to the open A power chord, and it's going to be the same rhythm we played that G. So just starting with a couple of hits there on the A power chord. So that's the open A string, the 2nd fret there on the D, and then 4-2, 4-2 on the D. So that one's easier to play, no big stretch. Keep that A ringing in the bass. So this. Repeat. So right there, you see that I kind of just held that. So the second time through, I just held this D, repeated it, didn't move it to the open A, just keep it there. All right, and then, so we basically have, that's what Paul will be playing. All right, so on top of that, we're gonna have this going on. Basically, it looks like this. So that's just, you're playing these 9th fret on the D, 11th on the G, and 12 on the B. So a quick down, up, down there. And kind of matching that there, right? Let them ring, and then just come down and play basically the G version of that when we went down here. So you basically move everything from the 9th fret, so this is where your index at, same shape, down to the 5th fret. So it's 5th fret on the D, 7 on the G, 8 on the B. So we're still in the intro here. Then move it up to the 12th fret, so it's 12, 14, 15. And then you get that down, up, down on it. And then down to the 7th fret. So try this. And then repeat. And then when you get to the D, just kind of hold there, just like. All right, so then we get to the verse. Now this is where there's actually 3 parts going on here. We have one that's actually doing this. So that's one guitar part, and that's mostly what Paul plays. But there's an overdub right here that goes on. And that's an overdub on the recording that Paul also plays live. So he, instead of repeating that move on the D, he does the first one and then goes up, which I think sounds better too. So we're gonna basically learn it like that, how Paul plays it live. And then obviously we have the chords being played over it as well. So we basically have this. All right, so that's gonna be starting here with a B major chord. So we basically just play the 7th fret on the low E, 9 on the A, 9 on the D, 8 on the G. And then wait that little down, up, down on it. And then hit it a couple, let it ring, and then hit it a couple times. And then take it down to this G power chord, the 3rd fret. And now when he's doing that little, adding the 6th on top, it's not as active as the intro. It's not. It just does the 5 on the A, 7, and then back to the 5. It just does it once. It's a little bit more subdued. And then same thing here at the D, of the 5th fret on the A string. And like I said, this is on the recording, this is repeated twice. But there's an overdub there that Paul instead plays the 2nd time. And what that is that's going to be the 7th fret across the D, G, and the B. You play that, and then you're going to hammer the 8th fret on the B and the 9th fret there on the D string. Hit that a few times, and back down to the 7ths. So this. So then we start the riff over. Now instead of this time doing the fill, he goes down to an open A, like we did in the intro. And that's the full run through the whole verse, and then he just repeats that twice. So it looks like this all together. Repeat. All right, so now over Paul's part, we have this. Kind of more of the same chords that we used in the intro. It's kind of sparse there. So it's just kind of starting that one at the 9th fret here. So this is the 9th fret on the D, 11th on the G, and 12th on the B. So then that kind of that down, down, and then kill it when he gets to that G chord, when Paul gets to that G chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have this. So that's up here at the 12th fret version of that chord. So kind of hit it 3 times, kind of staccato, kind of killing it after each time, and then back to the 9th fret again, the 3 hits, and then kill it. And then this second time we're gonna do that same rhythm we did the 12th fret, but at the 7th. So we basically have this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's repeat that. Okay, so that's what's going on over Paul's part. So altogether, there's really 3 parts there, but when you play it like we did, I showed you with Paul's doing the actual little overdub in the riff. He's basically leaving that second thing out, but it sounds better that way. And along with that, and then you got it. All right, then we had the pre-chorus. They're both doing the same thing. Looks like this. Pretty simple. So it's just a B minor chord, so full B minor, so the full bar at the 7th fret, and then the 9th fret on the A and the D. So hit it 1, 1, 2. And then take it down to the 3rd fret, so it's a full bar at the 3rd fret now. And then the 4th fret on the G, 5th on the D, and the A. And then the same rhythm. So we have this. And then we get to the chorus. So we have Paul basically doing a power chord version of the riff, and then Ace doing a single note version of it. So I'm going to show you Paul's first, and then we'll show you what Ace does. Ace is down here, kind of single notes. So it looks like this. All right, so that's gonna start here with this 5th fret power chord off the low E string. So 5 on the low E, 7 on the A. And move it up to the 7th fret. Hit it twice there. Then a kind of different rhythm, but you do it 2 more times. From there, we're gonna go. So that's hitting starting from the 7th fret now, power chord. Then over to the 5th fret on the A string, so 5th fret on the A, 7 on the D. Up 2 frets, so this, hit that chord twice. So we have this so far. And then we have here, so what he's doing here is the 7th fret across the D and the G, and then the 9th fret across the A and the D. And then the same thing, basically 1 string up, so 7th fret across the A and the D, and then the 9th fret across the low E and the A. So all together. Repeat. Now here, instead of doing this ending, we're gonna go. We have it's basically in the chorus here, which is the 3rd fret on the low E string power chord, the 3rd fret on the low E, 5th fret on the A, and then move over to the 3rd fret, that same power chord shape off the A string, move up 2 frets, and back down to the low E string, power chord of the 5th fret. So all together for Paul's chorus. All right, now what Ace is doing is this. All right, a lot easier to play. So we have this 0-2 on the A string, and then that 2 a couple times. And then same thing, just different rhythm. Then go 2 on the A, open D, 2nd fret on the D twice. From there, we have the open D to the 2nd fret on the A, and then the open A to the 2nd fret on the low E string. Let's try this. Repeat. And then right here, he's going to do the same power chords to end it. Now, when you do the chorus later on in the song, which is pretty much during the solo sections, this is what's being played, is the chorus. Some of them would be kind of extended, so they just won't do that. They'll just kind of repeat the rhythm a couple times, a few times first, and then they'll put that ending on it. So anyway, so now after the chorus, we get back to the same verse again, same pre-chorus, so nothing new to learn there. And then we get to the first solo. Like I said, the solos are over the chorus riff, so nothing new to learn there. So let me play through the first solo for you, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. All right, so we're going to start there with some bends here at the 9th fret on the G string. So then you just kind of start speeding up the bends, just like. And then you're gonna, after that little kind of series of like quicker bends, you're gonna pull off from 9 to 7 on the G, over to 9 on the D, and then back to 7 on the G, and then. So that was just it's not a very quick trill. It's not that fast. It's a pretty slow one. It's just from play 10, pull off to 7, hammer back. It's kind of a hammer pull trill. So you go into a couple of bends there at the 10th fret there on the B and just hold it. And so just basically pick it when it's the note's starting to fade out, I guess. So you just kind of holding it for quite a while, and then you just kind of a series of. So it's already pre-bent, right? So you just pick it and slightly let the bend down a little bit, and then come back up and do it again. So basically do that 3 times. And we're going to end that little part with 7-10 on the B string. And then you're going to do a quick little hammer from 7 to 10, pull back off to 7. So we go like this. Over to 9 on the G string a couple times. And then back to that 7 on the B string. So all together. All right, now from here, all right, it's very hard on this guitar sitting down to get up there. This whole thing is blocking me. Not used to Les Pauls, obviously. So we're going to slide up to the 21st fret on the G string. On the G string, and then you play the 19th fret there on the B, hammer 22, pull back off to 19. So you're going to slide into that first, then you're going to repeat the lick, of course, without the slide. So it's then you go into a series of bends at the 22nd fret there on the B string. So just like we did here, he starts doing the bends, and then he starts speeding up the bends and like kind of picking it more frequently. All right, and then we have this little lick coming out of those bends. It looks like this. So that starts out with you're gonna obviously won't be bent here. After those quick bends, you're gonna now the 22nd fret without a bend, pull off to 19 on the B, over to 21 on the G, and then back to that 22nd fret there on the B string. So that's the first part, and then we have this. So we have this. So that is, so after you do this, get back to that 20, you're then gonna go down to 17, hammer 20, pull back off to 19, thinking about my different guitar. So we're at the 19th fret, hammer 22, pull back off to 19, and then over to 21. So we have this. And then you're gonna do another pull off from 22 to 19. So we have this. From there, go over to the high E string, bend up the whole step at the 22nd fret, release, down to 19, and then into a whole step bend at the 22nd fret on the B string again, release, down to 19, and then end it with 21 on the G string there. So it goes. All right, so that's it for the first solo. Now, coming out of that first solo, we have just another section of the verse and pre-chorus again. And then instead of, well, it's kind of like a half solo, but they're still saying the strutter and stuff, but it's really just the second solo is what it is. So there's nothing really new to learn here. It's just the verse, pre-chorus, and then back into the second solo. So let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm gonna play through it for you real quick, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. Here we go. All right, so that's got some fun licks in it. It's kind of a lot of blues licks, kind of blues licks. But I'm gonna start here with this kind of Johnny B. Good lick. And this one's, once again, it's not very quick. It's not, like you hear I'll play a lot. It's more drawn out. So it's kind of a bend at the 9th fret on the G. And then play the 7th fret on the B, 7th fret on the high string. And you repeat that 6 times. All right, and then we're gonna have this. So that, after you do that little first blues lick 6 times, you're gonna pick 10 on the B string twice, pull off to 7, and then over 9 on the G string. So you just basically do that 3 times. So that's the same lick. And then you go back to that 10 on the B string, and then into another trill between 7 and 10 on that B string. So it is. All right, and then we have this little lick. That was pretty fun. So we have this, that's a bend and release of the 10th fret on the B string down to the 7th fret on the G. From there, you play this hammer pull from 7 to 9 on the G, pull back off the 7, over to 9 on the D, then 7, 9 on the D. From there, down to the 7th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the D, and then pull off 9, 8, 7 on the A string, down to the 5th fret. That's where this. All right, from there we have this. So we'll kind of stop there, it's just because it goes into some bends there. So this, it basically, you're at the 5th fret, right? So you slide quickly from 7 to 9 on the A, hammer 7 to 9 on the D, and then we have hammer 7 to 9 on the G, pull back up to 7, over to 9 on the D, back to the 7th fret on the G. And you basically do that same lick twice. And then end it there at the 7th fret there on the G. So sorry. Now from there, we're going to go up to this. So that's sliding into the 11th fret there on the G string, then 10, 12. And now this bend is up a step and a half, so it's going to sound like it's bent to the 15th fret. So once again, starts with a slow bend and then starts going into quicker bends. Then you release the bend and you do a pull off from 12 to 10 on the B string, over 11 on the G, and then back 10, 12 on the B string. So from there, so after you're back to that 12th fret on the B string, go over to the high E string. You need to play, kind of repeat like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times. Maybe 4 or 5 times. It's just 10, 11, 12. I just kind of repeat it on the high E string. Into a whole set bend at that 12th fret. Release that, and then when you release the bend, you're going to pull off 12 to 10 on the high E string, over to 12 on the B string, back to that 10th fret on the high E string, and then you're going to match this pitch by doing a step and a half bend at the 12th fret on the B string again. Sorry. And then we're just going to do this little descending line here. We're in the solo. 12, 10 on the B string, 11, 10 on the G, and now shift down to the 7th fret on the G string. And when you play the 7th fret, you can do a slight little bend on it. And then end it there at the end of the song there on that 9th fret on the D string. And that is it for the song. You know, we basically, that second solo is also over the chorus, kind of an extended version of the chorus. And it just after it goes just kind of ends on that B major chord to end the song when you get to that note on the D string there. So, but it's kind of like the chorus is riff, like Paul is playing this like kind of his power chord version of the chorus, but he extends it, and then so that ending is held off for a little bit, and then we Just that same ending and then into that B major chord in the song. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a fun one. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.